This is your stimulus check daily information. So right now the economy is not really rebounding like it should be. And that's good news for more stimulus because right, with your economy growing fast and all that, then Congress says, well, we don't really need to send out more stimulus. What they do is they look at the economy and they say, hey, it's not really growing, or they look at the unemployment data and it's not really growing, and they're going to figure out a way to get this new stimulus check. Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, they're all trying to get this new $1 trillion budget plans set up. Nancy Pelosi has a $3.5 trillion budget plan. She brought everybody back from their recess and put them into Washington, put them back in the House, and let them vote on this. And they're trying to get this voted so it can go over to the Senate so they can vote on it. There's also this this also infrastructure plan. This is the $1.2 trillion infrastructure plan. That one is going to be, it's already voted on the Senate, so it's already approved, and it's going to go over to the House Representatives, so Nancy Pelosi can step up and do that. Now, inside of this new budget plan is going to be some of the stimulus plans are going to be extended out. Plus, looks like maybe the another checks will be sent maybe in this new budget plan. So it could be another big check. Could be $1,200 check. Could be $2,000 check. Really, we don't really know yet. But they're trying to really push this monthly payments to go out to everybody that qualify for that. And I think that's going to happen here pretty soon. It's just a matter of time for them to get going. If they can get it passed, if they can get the reconciliation done where they don't need the Republicans' votes, then what will happen is they'll be able to get any of the bills passed if they can get that reconciliation process moving forward. And so what I want to do is cover a lot of the news that's happening right now, a lot of data that's going on right now with stimulus checks, and just cover everything that happened, what's been happening right now with stimulus and what's moving these stimulus checks moving forward. So with the economy right now, it's $2,000 checks that maybe possibly couldn't be going out. I've seen the rumors of $2,000 monthly payments. That's something that the big change.org petition that Stephanie Bonin got up there is close to 3 million signatures on that. Looks like she's going to try to get that passed, or at least get that past the 3 million signature mark. That's going to put a lot of pressure on Congress to get something moving towards more stimulus. With the slow recovery right now and this new Delta variant, looks like they're going to be trying to get another payment out to everybody. If the states start to close down their economies again, if they start doing lockdowns again, it's going to be brutal. It's going to be hard on a lot of those businesses. It's going to be hard on a lot of those individuals to continue, and the federal government's going to have to step up and help out those that did get affected by the government closing down a lot of these businesses. So $3,200 has already been sent out to most Americans. If you haven't done so already, you can file your returns with the Treasury. There is a non-filers tool, and what you can do is you can file your returns, your 2020 returns. You can add a bank account. You can add a address in there so they can get you a check. When you do that, then you'll be able to pick up this third stimulus check of $1,400. If you haven't done so already, you can file that return, and there's a recovery rebate credit in there that you can just put your information in that. It's like section 30, I believe, on that filings. You put your information in there that you did not receive your first and second check. And the Treasury will look at that, and they'll send you out like the first, second, even the third check to you if you've not received those yet. I know a lot of people were on SSI and they were just not getting their checks. And so the Treasury is saying, go file your returns. And then once you file your returns, you add your bank account, they'll look at the data, and they'll get that stimulus check out to you. $600 payments are going out this Friday to everybody in California that did qualify. You have to it's the same qualifications as the federal stimulus checks, but $600 payments are going out to about 2/3 people in California. Also, people that don't have Social Security numbers, ITIN numbers, which is mostly, usually it's undocumented. It's usually people that aren't citizens of the United States. They use that ITIN number, that they're going to be getting a $1,000 payment in California. But you have to file your returns with the Franchise Tax Board in California, and then you have to also live in California in order to receive that payment. I always said that this is good news for all the other states, because the other states are going to look at this and say, well, California's doing it. We have a bunch of money in our Treasury. Why don't we turn around and pay out people in our area? But a lot of the states really haven't done anything like that. If you know your governors or legislative people, let them know that they have billions of dollars in their Treasury from the federal government, and they should turn around and pay out to people in that state. And then all the other states are just going to follow. You have Texas in Irvine, $2,000 payments are going out to encourage teachers to get back to work. A lot of these states right now are sending out payments to teachers and administrators, and to me, I get it. Teachers are important, but there's so many other people in the area that they could be sending out the money to. I don't know why a lot of these states aren't sending more money. They received billions of dollars. I mean, Texas received $35 billion or something like that in the American Rescue Plan, and I don't know why they're not turning around and paying out stimulus in that area. Just doesn't make any sense to me. But Tennessee looks like it's $1,000 payments going out to teachers. New York, they've set aside $2.1 billion for undocumented workers. Michigan is $500 hazard pay. Georgia, they're going to be sending out $1,000 payments to teachers and part-time teachers of $500. And then you have Florida. Now, Florida's doing something a little different. They're going to be sending out $1,000 payments to frontline workers, EMT, police, fire, people like that. They're going to be getting a check, and also teachers in that area. Then you have New Mexico. They're going to be sending out, I think, $720 checks to about 4,000 people in New Mexico. And then Maryland looks like they're going to be sending out people that had earned income tax credit on their filings, $500 for families and $300 for individuals in that state. And then Colorado, $375. Looks like they're going to be sending those out to people that did file unemployment payments in the state of Colorado. And then obviously California, $500 and $600 are going to be going out to those in California. Those are going to be going out, I believe, today. So look for those payments to be dropped into your accounts. Hopefully your bank account quickly. If you don't have a bank account, they're going to send out paper checks to you. I always encourage people to try to get a bank account if you can. They're easy to find now. You can go to the App Store, go to the you can go to the Google Play Store. You can also go to the Apple App Store, and you can see a lot of good online banks. Just make sure they're FDIC insured. That way your deposit is guaranteed. So it hasn't been a really good month for Biden. This whole craziness going on in Afghanistan, and then you have the economy is not really rebounding like he wanted to. Inflation is just going crazy. Prices are just absolutely going insane. They're printing so much money, but yet they still want to try to get this $3.5 trillion budget plan set up and voted on. Now, the $1 trillion budget plan, this was an infrastructure plan that a lot of the Republicans did agree on, but I just don't know if the Republicans will agree on this $3.5 trillion in more proposals. It said if adopted by Congress and signed into law by the president, the trillions in the bipartisan infrastructure proposal would be used for the maintenance of roads, bridges, railways, and airports, and modernize of electricity networks, the expansion of broadband internet, clean drinking water, and a forceful approach to climate crisis. So there's a lot of push for this whole climate change, this whole climate thing. I don't know. They're talking about wind and solar and all that. It seems good, but I don't know if the money actually gets to the people that need it for that. But in this $3.5 trillion proposal, it looks like the American Families Plan will probably get passed. That's President Biden's plan that he wants to get to where he extends out the child tax credit on a monthly basis through 2025, maybe extend out the unemployment, and then possibly get a fourth stimulus check in there, and maybe a reoccurring stimulus check this time versus just having a one-time payment. Now, the child tax credit is something that is recurring, that's going out every month. So the child tax credits are going out every month. You have $3,600 payments going out to anybody under the age of 6. A lot of you are commenting below that you don't have any children, and I get it. It looks like the fourth stimulus check, one-time payment, it's going to have to wait until the $3.5 trillion budget plan is passed. But at least the monthly payments to those that do have checks are coming out the 15th of every month. So that's definitely good news for people that have kids. If you have newborns, you can add those as your dependents. You can add them. You got to file your returns and add newborns in there, so you get a $1,400 check for newborns. Plus, you'd add them on to the payments. For any newborns, you'd be getting a $3,600 check. Then you're going to be getting a monthly check also from that too. So you would be getting the one-time payment of $1,400, plus you'd be getting the $3,600, but the monthly payment will be going out. Now, in the American Families Plan, the new plan that President Biden is trying to get passed, he wants to extend out the child tax credit out through the year 2025, if you can believe it. So it does pay off for those that do have families of 4 or 5. If you do have children, lots of children in your family, then what's going to happen is you'll be able to get a stimulus check on a monthly basis going out through the year 2025. That to me is the early stages of a universal basic income that I think is coming down the road, where people will be getting a monthly payment. But I think they have to kind of go in steps with this. They can't just come out and say, yes, we're going to be giving everybody $2,000 checks on a monthly basis. I just don't know how well that would go over. But I think if they can slowly move it to where people with kids, they see the monthly payments coming in, and then gradually it moves over to other people that don't have children, who are older and need that support. So if you have any questions about stimulus, you can drop those in the comments below.